We shall get started. I'll mute. Well, you start singing, I'll mute you. It's fine. I have no problems. Oh, I've lost my button again now. You've distracted me. Oh, what has it done? There's all these new updates. Everything's changed. Oh, trust me, I will. Just give me a minute. Found it. There we go, you're done. Right, ladies and gents, let's begin. As we always do, perfect posture, perfect alignment. So bringing the heels in, just beneath your hips, softening the knees and opening them slightly from the hips. Not so your ankles roll out, just so your knees slightly draw apart and you feel your outer thighs switch on. Then from there, nice big breath, so you're as tall as possible, breathing all the way up the length of the spine, and then bringing the chin slightly down, and then pulling the chin back to the throat so you feel the length into your neck. A little turning with your palms. And as you turn your palms into your thighs, feel your shoulder blades draw towards each other. Where the ribs aren't flaring forwards, just keep those slightly soft, and into our pelvic tilts we go. Breathing in, trying to point your hip bones gently towards the ground, and then breathing out, trying to point them up towards the ceiling. So again, as we're starting to move with the lower back, we're trying to keep the length and the stillness with the upper back. Keep drawing the crown of the head up to the ceiling, so that when you draw your tailbone down towards your heels, you'll create a little bit more length, a little bit more stretch into the lower back. We always try and get the lower back moving first, for a couple of reasons. So we can allow our lower abdominals to work harder, and sometimes we're naturally more tight in the lower back. So the more movement we get into the lower back here, the more movement we can encourage. We do some crunches, some roll backs, or some roll ups, and maybe some roll overs today, who knows. We're going to settle midway between those 2 points. So we've got our neutral pelvis, the hips are forward, there's a little connection lifting the pubic bone, and that tailbone's feeling heavy. As you breathe in to prepare next, use the out breath to lift the shoulders, and a little breath in as you roll the shoulders back and down. So again, we're breathing out through the mouth on the lift, and a soft breath in to release. And again, as you pull the shoulders back, try and push the head forward. Keep pulling the crown of the head up to the ceiling. I want to physically feel the shoulder blades sliding down towards the back pockets. As the shoulders lift, keep the ribs gently drawn down. And this time, as you roll the shoulders back into set position, staying here. Either keeping the hands down or bringing your hands to your head, keeping the shoulder blades drawn down, and we're going to come into our side bends. If it feels too much with the arms lifted, just bring the hands down towards your thighs. Now, as much as we're looking at that lateral flexion through our upper back, we also want to think about stability with the hips. So keep gently drawing the knees apart so you can still feel the outer thighs are switched on. Slightly drawing the tailbone down at the back, and still that little lift of your pubic bone at the front. So we've switched on all the muscles that hold the pelvis in place. And then you can maybe find the stretch, reaching the left hand up to the ceiling, and then your right hand up towards the ceiling. Notice everything from your hips and below stays perfectly still. And almost feel your ribs lifting right off your hips. Still keeping the knees open to keep the outer thighs on. And then breathing in as you ease down. And then breathing out as you draw your ribs back towards your hips. And just once more on each side. Keep the elbows and the collarbones nice and open as you move from side to side. And then settle in here, bringing the hands down, resetting your shoulders, and take a double arm float. From here, shoulders roll back. You're going to come into your heel raise, pushing your knee forward, right heel, and then your left heel. Now, as you draw the arm back, try and keep the arm low, so it's not coming high and it's not coming away from your body. And by keeping the arm low, it's going to help to keep the shoulder in that set position. Now, if you're happy, the hips are staying square to the front, and your shoulders and ribs are staying in place, then you can alternate. As one arm pulls back, the opposite arm reaches forward. As you're rolling into the foot pedals, try and just go onto the ball of the foot and avoid going all the way onto the toes. Keep gently lifting with the pubic bone and still feeling the crown of the head pulling up towards the ceiling. This just brings a little bit more mobility into the ankles, the knees and the hips. A couple more each side. So again, everything's just nice and loose to begin with. Last one as you move to your left, and then both heels, both arms down. Stay with the heel raise. In your set position, your neutral spine, I just want you to lift your right heel. Take a double arm float as you lift your right knee. Then turn your palms up and extend your leg behind. Then turn your palms in and back to your set position. Left heel, double arm float. And again, as you take the arms back, turn your palms down and feel your shoulder blades gently squeeze together. Now thinking about the hips, as you lift your right heel, keep the left knee slightly soft. Keep that little tuck under with your tailbone. And as you extend the leg behind, you're trying to fully straighten the leg. So we get a feeling here we're stretching back into our toes. As we hinge forward, we're thinking about maintaining the length through the spine and through the neck. Squeezing the bottom, lifting the arms, and still keeping that feeling of both shoulder blades gently drawn down into the back of the rib cage. Now you can always bring your foot to the floor and just lightly tap your big toe as the leg moves back. Again, try and squeeze and stretch into the toes. Back to shoulder level and then resetting. Try and feel the out breath as you lift. Soft breath in, and again breathe out as you come forwards, and a soft breath in to release. So once more on each side. So this is starting to make us think about using our deeper core muscles to maintain our neutral spine as we rise and as we tip forwards. Crown of head pulling forwards, toes extend to the back. Holding in centre and then resetting. Bringing your hands to your hips. Tucking the tailbone under, and again we're trying to keep the pelvis level, and we take the leg out to the side. Dropping the right hip, so we don't want to lift up towards the rib. And all we need to do from here is keep a soft knee, and then bring your leg forward to a tap, and then out to the side. Try not to let your body twist. So you just want to feel the movement coming from the hip joints. Again, with the hands on the hips, try and feel that pelvis is staying level, and the hips not lifting up towards the rib. You can keep the foot low, or take it into a little bit of an arch. Up and over, taking a soft breath in as it comes forward, and then breathing out as you pull back. Keeping the weight placed in your left heel, and just two more here. Light tap of the toe, light tap of the toe as it comes forward, and then back into centre and changing legs. So resetting the hips, hips are level. Stretch out onto the big toe and try not to tilt to the side, so the shoulders above the hips, and slightly drop your left hip so the hip bones are level here. Tailbones tucked. When you're ready, bring the leg forward and then move it back. Just level with the hip at the side. Breathing in as you come forwards and breathing out to pull back. Try to feel the weight stays in your right heel. I find it much harder on this side because this is my left leg trying to stabilise, and I really want to tip across. And I find it a lot harder to keep the pelvis level. So again, even if you're feeling your pelvis starting to move, make the movement smaller and really focus on keeping the pelvis level. Pubic bone slightly drawn up towards the belly button. Keep a squeeze in the front of the thigh. Use the in-breath to come forward and the out-breath to pull back. And again, just two more here. So we're just starting to build that little bit of stability through the standing leg and the mobility through your left hip. And then step in to centre. Right, taking the feet just outside the hips now. We're going to add in that mobility for the hips, keeping our knees open, our neutral spine, and into a squat. We're going to take a breath in, hands to the knees. Push out your left heel, double arm float, and hold here. Open your right hip. Come back into the centre, and then go back to your squat. Knees push out wide. Push through your right heel again, trying to get the pelvis level here as you lift, and open the knee just a little into the centre, and breathe in. Breathe out as you rise. Take a breath in, opposite arm and leg opens, into the centre, and back to your squat. As you rise, pull the crown head up to the ceiling. And again, as you open the knee, try not to let the hips tilt. So we're still trying to keep the hip level as that knee opens. And you might find that a little bit more of a challenge on one side compared to the other. Don't worry about how wide you open the knee. Think about how square your pelvis stays to the front. Breathe in and open. Breathe out, close. Take a soft breath in. Now think about the shoulders. Keep softly drawing the shoulder blades down to the back of the rib cage. As you open the knee, try and keep the foot underneath the knee. Don't let the foot kick out, so you're opening from that hip joint each time. Twice more. Breathe out with a lift. Take a breath in and open. Breathe out to close. Soft breath into your squat. Out on the rise. Tuck the tailbone. Open slowly. Come back to centre. This time step wider. Turn the toes slightly outwards. We're going to come down into our squat. We're going to keep the knees open. Little tuck at the bottom. And we're going to lift the right arm and the right heel. Take a little side bend. And then come back to centre. Then your left heel and your left arm. Chin slightly in towards throat, so as you tip to the side, just allow a little bit of movement through the neck, a little bit of a C shape through the spine. Feel the pubic bone still slightly lifted at the front. And try and feel that your weight's not shifting from one foot to the other. And trying to keep those hips nice and centred. Relax the shoulder as the arm reaches over. Breathe out through the mouth as you lift and lengthen that top arm, maybe a little bit further. 2 more on each side. If you need to rest a little, you can rise and take the pressure off the legs. And once more each side. Nice and slow, lots of control. Still keeping that nice tuck under with the bottom. And then hands down and rise. Perfect. Right, let's lunge. Alternating our lunges, so the feet are hip distance apart, starting with the right leg, and we're going to add a double arm float. So we think about the ribs. As you strike back, tuck your bottom, ribs down. Lift both arms, open your left arm, come into the centre, lower the arms, and step in. So breathe in, sink into the back knee, stretch up into your fingertips, opening the right arm, into the centre, push out the front heel and hands back to your thighs. So have a breath, breathing in, tuck under with the bottom so you feel the stretch into the hip. Open the left arm, into the centre, push through the heel and feet right back under the hips. So we're thinking about our neutral spine. Trying to give as much length into the spine the whole way through as we can. So try and bring the shoulders all the way back above the hips, don't let them drop forward. Feel the back knee almost being pulled down to the ground. Push out the front heel. Add in a heel raise if you want to add a little bit more stability work around your ankle and your calf. You lift the heel, you place it down, you push through the heel as you step forward. And we breathe. Breathing in, breathe out, lift. Take a breath in, breathe out, step forward. In through the nose. And then you can maybe try and step just a tiny bit further back. So we get a little bit more stretch into the hips. Challenges our abdominals more to maintain our neutral spine. When you lift the heel, try and let the ankle roll out. Push through the ball of your foot. Press the heel down. Big push forwards. Once more on each leg. Think about the ribs. Holding the ribs softly down at the front. Push forwards, one last time. Now stay here at the back of your lunge. Bring the hands down, tip forward and straighten that back leg. So we're going to push the heels to the floor and then we're going to take a double arm float. And this time open the right arm back out to the side, into the centre and back to that calf stretch. So we push forwards. We open the right arm, the right leg's forward. If it's your left leg that's forward, your left arm opens. When you come forwards, try not to lock out that standing knee. So keep this front knee soft, keep the weight into the heel. Now the whole time, I want you to keep your back leg straight. So when you come forward, you're still squeezing the front of the thigh. And if you feel well balanced, let your left foot move out a little to the side as you open the arm. Then back into centre and back into that calf stretch. 2 more on this side. Again, leg can open a little out to the side, into the centre, back into your calf. Hold at the top and so you can move here for 3, either just the arm or the arm and the leg. You can keep the toe on the floor, tap, or keep it hovering. Chin is in, push through the front heel and step together. Ooh, small buttercup. Let's try the other side. So a long stride. Again, check the feet at hip distance here and that knee is open. Try to get your shoulders above the hips. Tip forward so you've still got that neutral spine. Pulling the belly button through and setting your shoulders. Heel towards the floor, straight leg still. Push out the heel, double arm raise. Breathing in. Try not to go onto the toes on that front foot, so just press the heel into the floor. And you'll feel how that helps to activate your glutes as you rise. Now try and reach a little further back. Let your hips come right back. So this front knee isn't coming back, it stays over the heel. And then we add in the arms this time. So it's your left leg forward, your left arm opens. Just showing it out to the side, into the centre. Breathing as you reach back. Again, slow breath, but a strong breath out. Breathing as you open the arm, and then breathe out to close. Feeling the in-breath. Again, use the out-breath, so it engages your core more here. And then we're going to add in the leg for our last 4. Not a big movement with the leg. As you move your arm and leg, you're trying to keep the trunk of your body perfectly still. And when you bring the leg out to the side, try and keep the toes pointing down to the floor, so it's not turning out to the side. You're still getting that movement from your hip joints. Your last 2. Breathing open. Breathe out close. Take a breath in. And again, last time, breathe out, push, keep the standing knee soft, toes down, into centre, and step in. That buttock's now worked too. Right, so let's come to our roll downs into our planks, and we're going to add knee raises as well. Feet on the hips, shoulders back, ribs are down, and then come into a soft knee position and nod in your chin. Roll down through the spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to, bringing the hands in front of your feet, and then walking through the heels of your hands, coming forward into a plank position. Now your right knee to the outside of your right elbow, and then back. Left knee to the left side of the elbow. Pull the hips back, soften the knees, walk back with your hands, heels down, and roll back up through the spine. Shoulders all the way back above your hips, a perfect alignment here. Start with the chin. Let the chin come to the chest. Let the knees soften. And place the hands directly in front of your feet. Let the heels start to rise as you walk your hands forward. Try not to let the hips wobble. Push your shoulders over the heels of your hands. Keeping the hips in place. Step one foot forward, then the other foot forward. Push the hips back, bend the knees a little, and then walk back with your hands. Bringing the heels back onto the floor and rolling back up through your spine. So we're going to go with 4 more here. There is no rush. Feel the stretch into the neck. Keep the tailbone soft and drawn down as you roll through the upper back. Bend the knees, let the crown of the head hang to the floor. Now lifting the belly up towards the spine as you start to walk forwards, one hand then the other. Find a length here, push your shoulders forward and draw the belly in. Right knee towards the outside of your right elbow, left knee out to the side, and then pull the hips back, soften the knees and walk back. All the way down with the heels, and then restacking your spine. Your last 3. And if you're struggling now to come all the way up and all the way down, you might want to stay at the bottom and just work with those knee raises. Heels down, Let the heels start to lift and feel your body weight physically comes forward into your hands. So we're working with our shoulder stability here, then a long spine with our core stability, and we're focusing on keeping the hips still as we step from one side to the other. Straight legs as you pull your hips back, then soften the knees and walk back with the hands. Physically feel you're pushing the heel of your hand into the floor as you walk back. And that's going to encourage more stability work around your shoulders. Last two. Breathe in, relax through the neck, through the spine. Soften the knees, keep the weight in the heels. Hands come down. Again, heel of the hand, push it into the floor as you move the opposite hand. And again, keep pushing it into the ground as you alternate from one hand to the other. And then lengthen, neutral spine. Knee to the outside of the elbow. Knee to the outside of the elbow. Back with the hips. Soften the knees. Heel of the hand, push it into the ground. Feel how that helps to strengthen around the shoulders as you walk back and forwards. Chin is in. Then restack your spine. You've got one more, but you don't have to come back up this time. When you come down to your plank, that's your last one down to that plank position with your knee raisers. And once you're in your plank position, I'm going to come into our knee raisers. Let's try and do 4 on each side. If you need less, you can bring the knees down, or with the legs up nice and strong and straight. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow. So 3 more on each side. Gently push the crown of your head forward. Push the heels of your hands into the ground. And keep drawing that belly button up to the spine. Your last one each side. Then knees down. Keep the hands where they are and pull back into your hips. Press down again with the heels of your hands and your fingertips. Then try and pull the hips a little further back. And then from here we're going to come into a front lying position. So if you come forward when you're ready, shoulders over the wrists, and then bend the elbows as you lower down. Then shuffle back a little. So we're going to come to our L, Y, T and W. Think about that one. We stand the arms out in front. Your eye gaze is down, so your neck is lengthened, and your tailbone towards your heels. Let's just do one arm. So we're doing half of an L, a T and a Y. Keeping your neutral spine, lift your forehead and your right arm off the ground. Open the arm to a Y, pull the shoulder blade back to make a T, and then bend the elbow to make a W. Then you reach back out to your T, come through to your Y, to your L, and then you lower down. So just your left arm this time. Try and keep the hips and the shoulders really square to the floor. Pull to the Y, pull the shoulder blade down to a T. Now pull your shoulder blade in for the W. Still holding the belly button towards the spine. Come back through your Y, to your L, and then lower. So that's your first option, working with single arms. If you're feeling strong and you're holding your neutral, as you lift your forehead, lift both arms, open to the Y. Now pull the shoulder blades down for your T. Now pull the shoulder blades together for your W. Coming back out to your T, to your Y, to your L, and then lower. Lengthen the lower back, feel the belly button lifts. Hold the belly button up towards the spine. Feel the arms open, the shoulder blades starting to pull down, and then the shoulder blades pulling towards each other. And as you pull your elbows in to make your W, you might feel your chest lift just out a little bit higher. If it does, that's fine, but just make sure that you're not pushing the tummy button down to the floor here. So hold the tummy button in before you make that W. I'm starting to really squeeze into all the muscles through the upper back. Now from here, we're going to stay with the T and the W's. So shoulders away from ears, pull the shoulder blades in, and then extend the arms out. Never looking forward, always looking down to the floor. So we've got 6 left here, T to W. And get the elbows right in to the side of your rib cage. Use the out breath. Lift the belly button up as you pull your elbows in. Breathe in to open. Breathe out, pull the elbows nice and tight to the ribs. And your last two. Feel that you've still got that length into your neck, so you're not looking forward, you're always looking straight down to the floor. Into your last T. Bring it through to your Y, keep the belly lifted. Then come to your L and release. Relax the shoulders. Bring the hands down so you can rest your forehead now on your hands. So the legs next, we're going to lengthen out the legs and take your feet hip distance apart. Draw the tailbone towards the heels and let your heels roll out. Squeeze the bottom, bring the inner thighs together and then your heels together, and if you can, then lift the legs and then roll the heels out. So to bring the heels in, we squeeze the bottom, we bring the inner thighs together, we hold neutral and we're trying to lift both legs. We breathe in as we release the heels. We breathe out, squeezing the glutes and then lifting the legs. Soft breath in and release. So you feel that when you let your heels roll apart, your glutes relax. When you pull the heels in, you feel like squeeze the bottom. And we're trying to keep the legs straight the whole time. So it's like that little squeeze right down the front of the thighs. And we're just going to do 4 more here. And notice no tension in your neck or your shoulders. So you're still that feeling of slightly drawing the shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Breathe out and the legs lift. Breath in as they lower. And again, use the out breath, pull the heels in. Breathe out, lift the legs. Soft breath in and release. And your last one. And then we're going to do some mobility work for the spine, as well as some strength work for the upper back. So when you're ready, bring your hands in by your ribs and squeeze your elbows together. And I want you to lift into a cobra. So the shoulders roll back, you squeeze the bottom, and then from your cobra, push through the heels of your hands and come back to child's pose. Now again, we bring our weight forwards, we bend the elbows, let the chest scoop on the floor, and lift to a cobra. And then when you're ready, push through the heels of the hands and pull back towards the heels. Now you can stay with your cobra, or as you come forward, press the hands into the floor, push down through the tops of your toes and lift your thighs. Then bring the knees down and pull back to your heels. So we feel the movement of the spine, coming into spinal extension here, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the thighs, and then knees down, and you're pulling back into your hips. And just go at your own pace, and just feel that you're bringing as much mobility through the spine as you can. The lift, then the push back into flexion. And we're going to go with just 2 more here. Breathing in through the nose, lifting with the chest, maybe lifting with the thighs, and then breathe out, pulling back into your heels. One last time, shoulders back, chest up. I missed that bit. And then pulling back to your heels and holding here. So that started to mobilise the spine, which we continue to do and bring some more work into our lower abdominals. When you're ready, bring your feet forwards, come to a lying position, and we'll start with the roll backs, and we'll add in the roll ups. So as you lie down, head rested, we want our spine in neutral, the chin nodded in, so you've got that little space between your lower back and your mat here. Take the arms wide and turn your palms up. That's going to help you to stabilise with your shoulders. Knees at 90 degrees. Just a pelvic tilt. So don't pull the knees in. I want you to gently tilt your pelvis back and then go back to your neutral spine. Draw the ribs down slightly at the front, and when you pull the hips back, lower back's an imprint, and when you release back to neutral, don't let the ribs flare. So we're really focused here on using our upper abdominals to keep the ribs in place, and our lower abdominals to pull the pelvis up towards the belly button. Now you can stay with that first move, or once you've tilted, keeping the chin in, So you can start to peel your bottom off the ground and then roll back down through the spine, imprint, neutral, no rib flare. The out breath, and then the in breath. Now you can keep the knees bent. You can take your legs perfectly straight over the soft bend in the knees here. And then you can maybe start to take the feet a little further back. And as you roll down, trying to bring each vertebrae down, one and the next. Now if the knees are bent or feet are up, try and keep them hip distance apart. Keeping the chin slightly nodded in as you roll down through the spine. Now we're going to use the legs for a little bit of momentum to come up into a roll up. So the next time as you come forward, as your legs lower, tuck in your chin, reach forward and come to a V-sit. Then breathe in, place the back of the arms down, roll the legs back to where you feel comfortable, and then breathe out, tuck in the chin, roll down through the back, up onto the bottom and hold. Breath coming in through the nose, palms face up here, so you can use your arms to gently press them down to the floor on your roll back, and then as you roll forward, reach the arms forward and hold. 2 more. Breath in through the nose. See how slowly you can roll back down through the spine. Try to get that feeling of each vertebrae coming down. 1 more time. Slow breath. And then a strong breath. Rising, holding, and then bringing the legs down and coming up to seated. A little bit of spinal rotation here. Knees can be slightly bent, or again, back the knees down to the floor. Put your hand on your sit bone, slightly tug your sit bone back. Arms out wide, shoulders back. I just want you to reach over to the outside of your right ankle and then the outside of your left ankle. If you can't quite get to the outside of the foot, reach to the inside. Try to feel the rotation comes through the spine. As a slight slide forwards, once you've got that rotation, slide the hand towards the outside of the foot, reach across, slide across, into the centre, breathe out to reach, and then breath in to release. In through the nose, out through the mouth. As one arm reaches forward, the opposite arm reaches back. Come up nice and tall in the centre. Once more each way. That's a nice stretch into that lower back. And probably into the hamstrings as well. Bring the arms down. Right from here, coming into your seated position, up onto your sit bones, you're as tall as can be, and lifting the knees as we take a little roll back. So as you roll back, tuck the tailbone, lift your right knee and your left knee. If you can from here, open the arms or keep the hands here, and as you come out into a single leg extension. As the arms are open, turn up your palms to open up your collarbones. Now you can stay with one leg then the other, or alternate. Ribs draw down at the front, crown of the head pulling up towards the ceiling, and again turn the palms up so it really opens up the collarbones. Feel the ribs drawing down towards the hips, and maybe take your heel a little closer towards the ground, or come into straight legs. It's a little bit more challenging. I know you will like a challenge. Keep lengthening through the back of the neck. 2 more on each side. Bend the knees if you need a little less. Single legs if you need less still. Hold in the centre. Wrap the back of your thighs. Roll up. Take your legs forward. Lift the arms up. And take a reach forward towards the ankles, or reaching over the top of the toes towards the balls of your feet. Gently pulling the belly button back through towards the spine. And then relax through your neck and your shoulders. Take a nice big breath in. Breathe out, try and relax. And then let's rise. Coming back into centre and having a roll onto your side. So in a side lying position, both knees bent. Focus on the outer thighs and your hips. So we start with this clam position. Again, like when we were standing earlier, more so when we lie down, you might feel that top hip collapses up, so your hips tend to be at a diagonal line. So if you push your top hip away, so your top hip bone is in line with your bottom one, then draw the ribs down and slightly tuck your bottom, so you're bracing your core to hold the hips, the ribs and the spine in place. Just want you to lift your top knee. Now lift your bottom foot so it's level. Pushing the leg out straight. Bring the knee forward over the top bottom knee, lower the foot, then lower the knee. So your knee lifts, your foot lifts, your leg extends, you bring your knee forward, you lower the foot, and then you lower the knee. So when we lift the knee, check the hip doesn't collapse up towards the rib. Straight leg into the toes, pull the knee forward, and as that knee again comes forward, trying to maintain the distance here between the hip and the rib. Squeeze into the front of the thigh. Keep the hip away from the rib as the knee comes forward. Lower the foot, then lower the knee. Again, knee, foot. This time lower the foot to the floor. So an outside lift. Back to hip level. Knee comes forward. Your foot lowers and your knee lowers. So we're challenging the stability muscles around the hip. As the leg comes down, keep it straight. Don't let the hip rise. Bring the knee forward. Lower the foot. Lower the knee. 4 more. Try and keep that knee pointing forward as the leg extends. All the way to the floor for this stretch through the outer thigh. Squeeze the outer thigh. Easing slowly forward with the knee. Lower the foot down and then bring the knee down. Check the ribs out, flaring forwards. So we're still very focused on holding our spine in neutral position. Just level with the hip, come forward with the knee, let the knee lift as the foot lowers, and then bring the knee all the way down. I think there's 2 left. And again, squeeze the thighs, stretch as far as you can to the toes. Lower the foot all the way to the floor, squeeze up through the outer thigh, keep that hip away, as the knee comes forward, foot down, knee down. So coming into your last one, we're going to stay with the outer thigh, so once you've got your leg straight here, all the way to the floor and up, just above hip level, back down to the floor and up. Just notice again this hip's not sliding up and down. Breathe in as you lower the leg. Breathe out with the lift. In through the nose, out through your mouth. 5 more here. Now without sliding the hip up to the rib, can you lift that leg just a little bit higher by squeezing down the outside of the thigh and not letting that rib shoot up towards the hip. 2 to go. And your last one. Back level with the hip. Bring the knee forward, bring the foot down, lower the knee and give the hip a little roll. From here, a little rotation. Bring the underneath arm forward and rest the head down on the floor. So you might pull your shoulder away from your ear. Top arm reaches forward, and what we're going to do from here is circle the arm back over the head, turn your eye gaze up to the ceiling and keep that top knee pushed forward. Once you've got your arm back, level with your shoulder, then bring the hand back to centre. So roll the arm, turn your palm up so it opens your chest, your shoulder. Almost roll that back shoulder towards the floor. Level with your opposite arm here, and then close your arms. And again, breathe in, turn up your palm. Try and keep that top knee pushed forward over the bottom knee. Turn your eye gaze to the ceiling. Keep that top knee pushed forward here, and then bring the arm back in. And 2 more circles. Turn the palm. Roll your eye gaze to the ceiling, keep that top knee pushed forward here. That's the important part. Keep that knee pushed forward so it'll bring more stretch in and around your shoulder. Once more. Big circle. Soft elbow. Eye gaze to the ceiling. And the knees back into the centre. And let's do that all again on the other side. So when you're ready, now roll onto your back first, and then take a roll over. clams and the knee raisers working. So lots of focus for the hip and the hip stability. The knees want to be stacked, the head rested. Tucking the bottom and that little connection, upper abdominals, holding the ribs in place. So once you are here, underneath arm, palm facing up, we're going to just simply lift the top knee, then the foot, extend the leg. Bring the top knee right over that bottom knee, lower the foot, and then the knee. See, that was a blessing for you all. I just muted myself. So head, shoulders, neck, relaxed and in line. Straight leg. Now watch that hip. As you bring the knee forward, try and let this hip slide up. So if you've got your hand on your hip, it gives you that little bit of feedback that your hip's not sliding back up towards the hand. Open, lift the foot, straight, strong leg. Bring the knee back level with that bottom knee. So you've got the knee back at 90 degrees, foot down, then knee down. Let's breathe. Out with the lift. Take a breath in to lift your foot. Breathe out, extend the leg. Take a soft breath in as the knee comes forward. Breathe out and a breath in to release. So again, out with the lift. In to lift the foot. Straight leg, this time lower the leg, the foot towards the floor. So we bring it into the outer thigh as well as into the hip rotators. Those hips are going to be well worked today. Again, as we focus on the hips and the pelvis, don't forget to focus on maintaining a neutral spine. So just check here the ribs aren't forced forwards. Breathe out. Just watch that shoulder as well, doesn't hunch up towards the ear. Keep it away from the ear as much as you can. Just like you're keeping your hip as far away from your ribs as you can. 4 to go. Out breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in as you release the leg down. Breathe out to lift the leg. Take a breath in, breathe out, breath in to release. Out through the mouth, in through the nose. Breathe out slowly. Take a breath in, breathe out with a lift. Take a slow breath in, breathe out, breath in and release. Your last 2. So we should be starting to feel this hip working too. Strong straight leg, squeezing down the front of the thigh. Again, bring the knee forward, lifting the knee and lowering the knee. One last time. This time, we keep the leg out extended. Straight leg, and we lower to the floor for 8 and lift. Try and get the edge of the foot, the inside of your foot, parallel to the ground. Just a light touch of the floor. Now bring your attention back to your hip. Make sure the hip's not rising as the leg's lifting. 3 left. Last 2, breathe out with a lift. And your last 1. Bring the knee forward slowly. Lower the foot. Lower the knee. And lift the hip. We're going to bring the arms forwards. So just a little release in your shoulders. Arms reach forwards. Shoulders are back. And then when you're ready, your arm is going to reach over your head. Keeping that top knee pushed forward over the bottom knee. Letting the arm circle back in line with your shoulder. And then bring the hands together. Again, breathing in, opening, circling the arm around. And then bringing the arm forward. You almost want to let that back arm feel heavy here. But keeping your front knee pushed forward as the arm moves behind. And that's what's going to help to bring more stretch and release through the front of that shoulder. Turn your eye gaze up to the ceiling. Then bring your hands back together. Again, breathe in, open. Big breath in. And then use the out breath as you close. Your last 2. Breathe in, circle. Keep that bottom top knee pushed forwards. So you maintain that clam position with your knees. Your last big circle. And then bring the hands back together. And now we're just going to work our way back up. So when you're ready, if you want to come face down back towards the ground, bringing your hands under your shoulders and your knees back under your hips. And can come back up the same way we came down. Lengthen spine, take the knees back a little, and then from here, lift your knees, straight legs, push your shoulders forward. Now pull up with your hips, nice and high. Bend the knees a little, walk the hands back, bring the heels down towards the floor, your feet hip distance apart, tucking your chin. Lift the belly, and in your own time, just gently rolling back up through the spine. And rising with nothing less than perfect posture. The shoulders roll back and they relax down. Give the shoulders a nice big shrug, pull them up and let them drop. And again, breathe in and release. And give yourselves a round of applause. Well worked, ladies and gents. That's a nice chunk of this.